Well, let's face it, everyone. At some point, we all struggle with a negative or intrusive thought, and these can be hard to shake sometimes and make you not feel so great. Well, our next guest knows all about this. Please welcome Dr. Patti Ashley. Hello, it's good to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
We were just talking about how complicated it is to be human nowadays, right? Well, Dr. Patti, tell us more about the impact negative thoughts could have on us.
Well, we don't feel good, right, when we have them. And
Yep.
I'm so glad you said that we all have it. And I think that's the thing I want to demystify the most in terms of what we're talking about here is that, as shame researcher Brene Brown says, we all have it. Nobody wants to talk about it, and not talking about it makes it worse. So thanks for letting me talk about it and just demystifying it for people, because we all do it, right? And what do we do when we have the negative thoughts is we want to stop the negative thoughts. We try and stop them. Then we feel worse because we have negative thoughts about having negative thoughts, basically.
Right.
This is what happens. It spirals. And so it impacts our lives, and it keeps us from, being able to take care of what we need to take care of, because we're beating ourselves up all the time. So it's really the struggling against it that's the hard part. And once we kind of realize that we all have it, and it comes from years of our neurobiology hearing messages such as, you're not good enough, what's your problem, get over it, you're not worthy, it actually gets imprinted into our nervous system. And so then our nervous system takes over and wants to try and feel better. So much of it is subconscious and kind of tricky. So our negative thoughts are there for everybody, and I think that's really important for people to get, that it's not just you, right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a happy person 24/7. I mean, this is very real, and we all feel a certain way. Now, can you share a tool or technique that could help us start the journey to a better mindset? Because I think that's the tricky part too, is how do you get away from that in that moment?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of different tools and techniques, but just for today, what I'll just tell you is, because our autonomic nervous system reacts to not feeling good enough, basically what it is when we have a negative thought, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, so I got to do something to feel better. So we do all of these things, that people pleasing, addictions, all kinds of things can happen when we have a negative thought. And so we want to first of all, stop those negative thoughts. Not easy to just say stop. I wouldn't have a job, right, if it was just as easy to say stop it. Don't do it anymore, Claudia, right?
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
So because the autonomic nervous system is in a fear response, and so it's automatically doing something that causes the frontal lobe to go offline. And so the amygdala takes over, which is our primitive brain that's trying to find safety. So acronyms are great, and I like to use acronyms to help us remember to get the frontal lobe back on. So stop the negative thoughts. Stop spiraling around, stop thinking so much, stop obsessing, and stop procrastinating. But then what do we want to replace it with? So start smiling, because they've actually studies have shown that even smiling, even if we're not happy, it actually affects the nervous system in a positive way.
Really? Okay.
So smiling.
Smile.
Trusting that things are going to work out, because we always are worried, right? We're always worried, and things always do work out. So we have to trust things are going to work out. Allow things to be as they are instead of fighting against it. Again, allow those negative thoughts to be there without beating yourself up.
Okay.
Rest is so important for the nervous system.
Agreed.
When we don't stop doing, the nervous system is always kind of fighting against something. So we want to take some time to rest and maybe meditate. And then take our time. Like, none of this stuff has to be done, we can't
right away.
Get it like that. It's kind of hard to be human.
It's all great advice, though. I'm taking it all in as I'm sitting here listening to you. Now, you also offer some more guidance in your book. This is Shame-Informed Therapy. Tell us more about the book and what people could learn from it.
Yeah, I wrote the book for therapists. I do train therapists on shame-informed therapy, and I just want to say the word shame is really misunderstood. People think shame is, I did something really, really, really bad, but it isn't. It's, I feel really bad about myself. It is the negative thoughts. It is the not good enough experience. And so shame is actually a very misunderstood word. So shame-informed therapy is helping clinicians understand the neurobiology of how this not enoughness, the negative thinking, gets set up in our nervous system, and then finding all kinds of tools to embody a more authentic sense of self and a feeling better about who we are instead of the negative
Oh my gosh, and literally as you are saying all this, my girls come to mind because I've got one who's 15, 16 basically, and she goes through that, a lot of that. It seems so prevalent in that age group right now.
Yeah, they see so many images of perfection and what they ought to look like, and what do? They turn inward. I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not that.
Yep, and we really have to stay on top of that, and these books are a great way to do it. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and you can get a copy of Dr. Patti's book, Shame Informed Therapy, on Amazon or on her website, pattyashley.com. It's also available as an audiobook.